Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the first board meeting of the new year. Today, today is Monday, September 14th, and it's our regular Board of Education meeting from the high school via Zoom. Please stand, everyone, and join in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Turn the volume on. The mission of the White Plains School District is to educate and inspire all students while nurturing their dreams so they learn continually, think critically, pursue their aspirations, and contribute to a diverse and dynamic world.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining us this evening. I'd like to ask for a moment of silent reflection in memory of Lorenzo McMillan, special education teacher, Rochambeau, from 1986 to 2013. Thank you.
Next, we'd like to have announcements from any of our board members. Are there any announcements? I think a collective thank you as we have begun the remote portion of our hybrid plan for our students. We've noticed the absolute enthusiasm of our teachers and teaching professionals preparing to meet our students, teaching remotely. Our appreciation is it's leaps and bounds of just thank you all very much for what you've done to get us to this point. Thank you. Next, we'll move to public participation. Will there be any? Has anyone raised their hand in the?
I
Good
did.
evening, audience members. If anybody would like to speak, please raise your hand. I see you, Mrs. Villafane. You can raise your hand also in the message bar. We can get you. Please make sure that you give us your full name and your address before you make your remarks. Thanks so much. Mrs. Villafane?
Thank you. Just if I could make one statement, the public is invited to address the board and superintendent on any matter relating to White Plains Public Schools. Please limit your statements to 3 minutes. Please also respect the privacy and dignity of all individuals, whether students, faculty, administrators, or others. The administration will be happy to address privately any school-related matters of a more personal nature. And as Dr. Ricker has indicated, please say your full name and state your address.
Thank you. This is Valerie Villafane, 5 Orchard Parkway, White Plains, and my son Soren, who's an 11th grader, had some things to share about technology.
During these opening 3 days, there's been a lot of technological difficulties, all of which have caused stress and anxiety within the student body. Within my specific friend group, there's been numerous issues regarding the preferred platform, which is Schoology. There's been problems regarding both stability and accessibility. When accessing it, in many cases, can take several tries before being able to access the site. In addition to that, the platform built into it for conferencing, Schoology Conferences, which is run by Big Blue Button, has had several issues where it can cause up to 90 tries of inability to access it. These have been met with issues regarding Gateway 504 and 502, all of which have caused problems loading into classrooms and being able to access class settings, which have caused delays in accessing class and being able to make class on time. with these, even once able to access, Schoology Conferences itself has had poor bandwidth issues, causing some audio to be cut out, as well as video to be extremely laggy and unable to decipher. Through this, Zoom has been a lot more helpful, and with teachers using Zoom, classes have been greatly more effective and have been able to transmit ideas and be able to screen share and all of their Zoom related functions. Teachers that were effectively trained in Zoom or did self-training were able to use it effectively and educate across the last day or two. And teachers that weren't effectively trained were having difficulties, which was also another point of concern.
You probably have time.
Mike?
Okay. Anything else?
No.
Thank you for listening, and we're happy to help, whether it's in testing or communicating issues to people that can help work through these.
Thank you very much for your feedback. I know Dr. Ripper is here, and these issues will be addressed and communicated as appropriate. Thank you so much for your feedback. It's appreciated. Is there anyone else in this?
Yes. I like to, Christine McMath. Can I go?
Sure.
Oh, okay, sorry. I can't see everyone, but good evening. I'm here tonight on behalf of the WPTA. Kara was loved to have been here, but she's at her own daughter's open house. So I just wanted to say, while there are many unknowns that we may face this year, what remains consistent is our dedication to our students. This is evident through the many successes that our children and families have experienced over the last few days. Although this is uncharted territory for us all, we know that we will need to adjust, and we know that we will need to adjust moving forward. Our opening of the school year has been able to happen because of the commitment of the teachers and staff. As we work together, we will continue to pride ourselves on helping our students and their families, as we always do. We would also like to publicly thank the district parents for the very kind and much appreciated signs that were left outside of each school in the district. It brought a smile to everyone's face as they arrived at work. As always, thank you to the Board of Education and Dr. Ricca for supporting our work. That's it.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for your kind words. And we too felt the joy of seeing those signs in front of our schools. And I am sure our teachers were very appreciative to come in this morning and see them. What a wonderful surprise.
It was very nice. And I know that there's been some bumps in the road and just following the speaking of the technology, but I know that it's going to get better. It's, you know, it's just day 3. So we're going to hang in there. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for your optimism, and just thank you so much for your kind words. We totally agree it will get better. Thank you. Next, we will have the superintendent's report. Oh,
Was there one person who wanted to? Yeah.
Sorry. Jen Clampett, 54 Getney Park Drive. The teachers also have been so amazing. I love the signs also. Just a few concerns. I have 3 elementary students at the same building, and they're receiving very different experiences in the last 3 days. I know it's super early on. As a teacher myself, I know it's super difficult and everyone's juggling a lot. But I'm just wondering if there's a certain like bare minimum that the teachers are supposed to do in terms of live versus, you know, synchronous versus asynchronous. I'm also concerned about how the through line of this week is going to carry into next week when they have live students in front of them, because this week it's, you know, it's just a very varied experience for my 3 kids. I'm just wondering how it's going to look next week when they have kids in front of them as well. And it's just really hard for kindergarteners and first graders. I have 1 of each to start their elementary experience in this way. And any guidance in terms of making it more engaging or welcoming or making kids want to actually do this would be great, because I feel like a lot of families are really struggling with their early elementary kids right now. Thank you.
Take that.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Clampett. Just for, and you probably already did, but if you take a look at the district's reopening page on the district website, it does identify the expectation related to the schedule that you would be able to peruse at your convenience. And then certainly if you have any concerns about what you're experiencing in the classrooms at your child's school, please feel free to reach out to the child's teachers and or the principal, and we'll be happy to adjust and help in any way that we can. With regard to our youngest learners and the challenges associated with remote learning, we agree. Anytime you think about a 3, 4, 5, 6-year-old, we know that these are going to be really difficult situations for our children, and we look forward to being able to be as supportive as we can moving forward. With regard to the hybrid, you're absolutely right. This is really, really difficult. And for all of our teachers, they're doing their absolute best, as I know you are too in the classroom, to be able to bridge this divide and provide the service and support that we know that you would in a traditional classroom experience. But nonetheless, it doesn't change the fact that what we're trying to attempt, we're doing so under the difficulties associated with the pandemic. So as we move forward, we'll be sure to continue to gather input from parents, guardians, students, and faculty and staff members and make adjustments that way that it'll be best supporting all of our kids.
Thank you, Dr. Ritter. Will there be any more public participation? Thank you, everyone. We appreciate your feedback. Next, we'll move on to our superintendent's report.
Thank you, Madam President. Good evening, everybody. It's nice to be here with you this evening. And it is nice to have all of you with us via Zoom. We are moving into our new academic year, and I just want to take a moment to echo the appreciation that was already shared this evening and thank everybody for all the hard work that they've put in. And I want to take a special moment to thank Soren for coming on this evening and sharing his thoughts as well as a student in our school district. That's really important. Thank you, Soren. In terms of our welcoming back, we are, of course, moving forward and addressing the challenges that we foresee and the challenges that arise. We'll continue to do so. I want to recognize our nurse coordinator, Maggie Raziopo, for all of her help over the course of the last week, 4 days. White Plains served as the host site for N95 mask fittings for public school districts all throughout Westchester County. Thanks to Maggie and Frank for supporting that effort, and certainly thanks to the county for providing those fittings free of charge for the school districts. In terms of our remote and hybrid learning platforms, we are moving forward, and I do want to share that we've been hearing a great deal of positive feedback from parents and guardians and students, as well as an understanding that we're very early on, and that as we move forward, we'll continue to strengthen. But, you know, it really comes down to the resolve of our faculty and staff members and moving through these challenges and doing the absolute best that they can every day. And we keep saying, you know, perfection is not a real thing. What we need to do each and every day, just like any other profession, is practice, and practicing education in the classroom during a pandemic. It's the first time we're doing that, so we understand that. We're supportive of our faculty and staff members, and I want to thank all of our parents and guardians for all of their support as well. It is true, thanks to the White Plains PTA, to be able to see those lovely signs at every facility this morning. I know it warmed the heart of every one of our faculty and staff members, so thank you all for that. Professional supportive practice will continue as we move forward, and as Soren mentioned, growth and training is a lifelong endeavor. So even for folks who may have ventured into the Zoom landscape maybe recently and are feeling a little less facile than others, they will also become accustomed to and become much more comfortable in that platform. And we'll continue to provide that support moving forward. I was very fortunate and happy to participate in the Westchester Putnam School Boards Association new board member training on Saturday, where we talked about the importance of the work of school board. And I did share a big thank you to those new school board members, because I told them that sometimes thank yous get lost in the mail, not in White Plains, but in other places, and they were appreciative. Tomorrow evening, I will be meeting with the Neighborhood Association and providing them with an update on our reopening, and I'm looking forward to that. We're continuing to advocate for the HEROES Act. Unfortunately, that legislative logjam still exists in Washington, and hopefully we'll be able to see some relief coming from there soon. A giant thank you to Frank Stefanelli and all of our team members in maintenance and operations for all the facilities work that's been completed and that continues to be undertaken throughout the district. It was a great effort. So Frank, I know you're on tonight. Thanks so much for everything that you continue to do along with the team. The budget calendar and long-range planning process will be coming up very soon, and we'll be sharing more with the Board of Education and the community on that for our community members. Keep an eye out for our budget community input session, which will be taking place in October. I know it's hard to believe, but October is right around the corner as well. On the agenda this evening, not only do we have an important resolution that the Board of Education is taking up related to high-stakes standardized assessments, but we also have the strategic plan, which has been appropriately revised for this year, and it will be for the board's approval this evening. That concludes my report, Madam President. Thank you very much. Oh, wait, one more thing. In the mail today, and thank you very much, Mrs. Kate Ingram and her family, I received this. It's a little ferocious, but I might wear it to tough meetings. Thank you, Kate, and thank you, Ingram family.
That is indeed a pretty cool map. Next, we'll move into our summary of action items. I have summary actions number 4 through number 9. May I have a motion? Dr. Rickleton.
Thank you, Madam President. I would like to take a moment to direct your attention to subject B, donations, and I would like to, on behalf of the Board of Education and the Grateful District, thank the following generous contributions: 2,700 masks and hand sanitizer from the Westchester Medical Center, donated to the district; a Yamaha organ for Mrs. Sarah Sanchez for the high school music program; and $2,306.40 from the White Plains Substitute Teachers Association to be given to the Jim Barrigo Scholarship Fund. Thank you all very much for your generosity.
Are there any questions on any of the summary? 4 through 8, I'm sorry. Action items 4 through 8. Are there any questions on any of the summary action items 4 through 8? All in favor?
Aye.
And again, as Dr. Ricka mentioned, we are so thankful for the donations received. Next, we'll move to individual action items. The first one will be for the strategic plan for 2020 through 2021. May I have a motion for the approval of the strategic plan for 2020 through 2023? May I have a motion?
So moved.
Are there any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Next, we have a resolution regarding Every Student Succeeds Act. We have the recommended approval for that resolution regarding Every Student Succeeds Act with the backup as attached. May I have a motion?
Second.
Are there any questions, comments?
Let me try that again. Yes, I just want to say thank you to this Board of Education for supporting this resolution. We join many school boards across New York State, as well as other school boards across the country. These are difficult times, as some parents shared earlier, for our children, for our families, and our teachers. And I think removing this requirement this year will ease some of the burden on teachers feeling they have to rush through the curriculum, parents feeling they have to do this extra work at home, making sure their kids are getting all the work complete. But I'm really excited that this resolution is going to be passed tonight. So thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Letizia. All those in favor?
Aye.
Next, we're going to move into board discussion for our committee reports. Do we have anything to say with regard to our committees? I don't think we've met yet. Yes, okay. Next, under board discussion, is the district-wide safety committee. Are there any comments regarding the district-wide safety committee team? Okay. Okay, thank you. Next, I guess this was a very short meeting for our first meeting of the year. Just want to take a moment to thank everyone who attended. Thank everyone for your valuable feedback. We rely on your feedback to help guide us and further sharpen the education that we deliver to our students. So it is deeply appreciated your time to come and give us your feedback. So on behalf of the board, I'd like to express our sincere appreciation. Also, John Shepherd, thank you for being here, you know, to get us off the ground for this first meeting of the school year. Yes, we're operating in a different way, but again, I know we're all committed to delivering on what our students need to be successful. So if there, you go ahead, Cheryl, you can say.
So this is Cheryl Brady. I am attending the meeting, but due to technical difficulties, you will not see me.
Yes, so we are working out all technical issues, and as I said, we'll only get better as the year goes on. And without further ado, may I have a motion that we adjourn the first meeting of the new school year?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Stay safe.